then. Good morning, class. So today we are going to continue on our unit with the government, and today we're going to talk about the executive branch. So our learning target for today is I will be able to know what powers the executive branch has because of the Constitution. So I have already handed out each of you a copy of Article 2 of the Constitution, and this essentially details kind of what the president can and cannot do. So for the first section, I'm going to go over it because, frankly, it's kind of long and boring, so I really don't want you guys falling asleep at your desks. So essentially what this says is that the President of the United States will be in office for 4 years. He cannot have a longer term than 4 years. It also says that each state will appoint a number of electors, which essentially they vote for the president and vice president when they're on the ballot. Says that, yeah, it's way too wordy, honestly. Congress will also kind of just decide when election days are and who the electors are. And the rest of this first section also details what the requirements are for the president. They can only be a natural born citizen or a citizen of the United States to be eligible for president. And they have to be at least 35 years old and have been a resident for 14 years in the United States. In case the president dies or is removed from office or he can no longer lead, then the vice president will take over. And in any case, the vice president is not able to take over, then a member of Congress, most likely the Speaker of the House, will take over. Finally, for the president, it also says that his salary will be the same. It will not increase or decrease during his time, and he will take an oath of office. All right, so for this second section, I'm going to have you guys just kind of read it together, and I will call you back in about a minute or so. Go ahead. All right, I'm going to kind of assume that you guys are done. So, what does Section 2 of Article 2 say?
The president is the commander-in-chief of the army, and he has power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States except for impeachment. He can make treaties, nominate, appoint ambassadors and public ministers, and he has the power to fill up vacancies.
That is correct. So he is, of course, the commander-in-chief of all the military branches: Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Coast Guard. With the President of the United States, though, he cannot declare war at any time. If he wants to try to declare war, he's going to have to go to Congress, and Congress will then decide. If there's a 2/3 majority, then the United States can go to war. And yes, he does have the power to grant pardons and reprieves for offenses against the United States. Recently, that's kind of been a big debate because recently President Trump has been saying that he can pardon himself. So it's kind of an important thing to know whether or not President can pardon or not pardon himself. It's still up for debate, unfortunately. Anything else?
It says that he can have the power to fill up vacancies during the recess of the Senate.
That is correct. So he can kind of just fill in some of the vacancies, Supreme Court officers, et cetera.
Supreme Court judges.
Yeah, Supreme Court judges. Alright, so section 3, I'm going to give you guys a little bit to just read that, kind of just discuss amongst yourselves.
I thought it was interesting how he can convene the house, both the houses. What do you think about that?
I like that he, what do I think? I think that that's interesting that he has that because a lot of times I feel like the president isn't in, like, I'm sure he is, but he isn't involved with, like, the Congress and Senate's goings on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that, he can convene those things.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then. Go ahead and bring it back to our big group. So, what does section 3 mean?
It means that the president has the power to convene the houses if there's a disagreement between them. And he can receive ambassadors and other public ministers, and he takes care that the laws be faithfully executed.
That is correct. So he can receive ambassadors, public ministers, and he is in charge of making sure that the laws are faithfully executed. Yes, he can convene both houses, House and Senate. Anything else?
So when it says that he shall receive ambassadors and take care that the laws be faithfully executed, does he mean that in our country alone or in other countries?
I think it would probably just be in our country, because kind of just making sure that other countries' laws are upheld. Like when I'd say it's probably just our laws. But then again, kind of, if something happens, it'll be more up for debate between the President of the United States and for whichever country that person comes from. So it's gonna ultimately be up to the courts with that. It also depends on kind of what laws they technically break. And in addition to this, another thing in section 3 is that every year the President of the United States will make a State of the Union address. Just kind of that outlines what his goals are for the nation and what he wants to accomplish. So this last one I'm going to go ahead and read aloud. It says, the President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. What does that mean?
So if the president or vice president or any other civil officers commit any kind of crime that's like considered a high crime, then they will get removed from office by impeachment.
That is correct. So like for example, if I'm the President of the United States and someone tries to bribe me to, kind of like a bill that, I might not necessarily agree with or disagree with, that would be illegal. So I would be impeached because I received the bribe, I acknowledged it, and I committed the crime. Anything else?
Can you be Why has presidents have been impeached in the past?
So it's kind of just been for various reasons. The most infamous one is President Nixon. Kind of what happened was the infamous Watergate scandal, where it was found that the offices of the Democratic Party were kind of tampered with, messed with, and he allowed for it. And he actually openly admitted on a tape that he committed the crime. So because that is illegal and he essentially committed a crime against the political opponents, he was going to be impeached, but he resigned before that could happen.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the executive branch.
Alright.